Math anxiety is taking over our classrooms. It is often underestimated in how it affects our students. As we look for reasons that students are struggling in our classes, we tend to look for learning difficulties and scientific diagnosis. As math teachers, we may miss that this math anxiety can cause this because we often haven't faced this growing up. We chose to teach subjects that we enjoy, and this often isn't the case for math anxious students. We have to remember this when we are planning to teach these students. So, what is math anxiety? Math anxiety can be defined as the panic, helplessness, paralysis, and mental disorganization that arises among some people when they are required to solve a mathematical problem. We face anxiety every day, but is this the same as what our students are facing in the classroom? Math anxiety takes over students' abilities to complete problems and understand, which can cause long lasting effects far after these students have left our classrooms. So, why are students feeling this way? Students are a product of their prior experiences. In fact, studies have shown that parents who have math anxiety can pass it on to their children, and that teachers who have math anxiety can pass it on to their students. This isn't just a teacher problem. If students have ever felt they weren't good enough or told that they aren't math people, these students also feel an increased sense of math anxiety. Students' abilities may seem like they're lacking, but in reality, these abilities could be masked by the anxiety caused by these past experiences. Not only do we have to worry about their past environments and experiences, we also have to consider their past achievement. In a meta analysis of 26 studies, it seemed plausible that negative attitudes towards mathematics may lead to weaker performance, which in turn may reinforce these attitudes and anxiety. This endless cycle can be especially detrimental to mathematics classrooms due to the constant connections being made between classes. The material in these classrooms is often cumulative, so if students face this in the beginning, it will continue endlessly if there's no stop put to it. How are we making the problem worse? Well, research has shown that students experience stress on time tests that they don't experience when working with the same problems in untimed conditions. Making our assignments timed is hurting our students more than we know. Students are suffering in the common belief that good math performance is fast math performance. Common belief in society is that those who can complete procedures are good at math. As math teachers, we know that this is not true and that understanding goes far beyond just procedures. So, what can we do to help? Students on average take 10 to 12 standardized tests a year. It has been shown that writing and even talking about these math related worries can increase the test scores of math anxious students. These testing environments are filled with pressure, which doesn't represent the typical day in a mathematics classroom. If we can transform these environments to challenges rather than threats, along with transforming their added stress and anxiety about standardized tests to their strengths, we will be able to change not only their educational lives, but their lives long after they exit schools. In the classroom, when I asked my students, I learned that they hated math because of past experiences in classrooms along with other teachers. As assessments got closer, I saw students transform from students who were pushing themselves to grow and learn to students who were focused on making sure they were doing it right. Seeing students get this worked up over assessments was crazy. Students had completed the assignments and shown understanding so many times, but now that they're worried that this one assessment defines their understanding, this shouldn't be the case. In the future, we have to consider what Bowler says. The best mathematical learning environments are those in which students are encouraged to appreciate the beauty and diversity of math, learning new ideas without pressure and anxiety. We have to enforce this idea that making mistakes is okay, having trouble is okay, but when this occurs, we have to bounce back. There's no single right way to do this, but there are ways that hurt this. My mentor teacher this semester taught me something important. She said she doesn't mind making mistakes because it shows she's human, and that's so important in building our environment. Principles to Action says teaching requires teachers to be skilled at teaching in ways that are effective in developing mathematics learning for all students. Environment is key, but there are also other things we can do to help our students. This starts with learning from our students. We have to learn about their past experiences. We could do activities such as giving them Math and Me or My Math History to help learn this. By revealing what students have experienced in the past, this can only help us teach them in the future. In conclusion, math anxiety is something that we face every day in our classrooms. As teachers, we can often put our finger on why exactly a student is struggling. We're given IEPs that explain students' disabilities or disorders that affect their learning and what we should do to help them. As we go into the classroom, we need to be aware of other factors that we may not be able to immediately identify, one of these being math anxiety. The more we accept and identify this, the better it will be for students in our future classrooms. Thank you.